Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, it is December 27th. I'm Michael Taylor, I'm at the desk. That's not even a holiday tradition, that's just a Saturday tradition that I'm here at the desk. Hope you had a great holiday, hope you had wonderful family and friends, hope you got everything you wanted on your list. Were you naughty, were you nice? This is how you find out every year. It's a weird tradition, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, on our show today, let's get right to it. I'm done talking about that. Let's get right to it. Orange Hospice, they're going to be here talking about when you or a loved one may need hospice care. We talk about all the ins and outs of how that works. And then later in the program, Bree's going to be here with Stuart Spencer from Advanced Ear Care. Let's talk about stay informed, and we got an important one. We're already talking about recycling Christmas trees. The holidays just ended. The Christmas just ended, but yeah. If you're looking to recycle your Christmas tree, if you have a real one that you want to get rid of, January 2nd, 9th, and 16th will be the days that Landscaping Department will be picking up those Christmas trees the first 3 Fridays of the new year. So make sure you put them out on the curbside and get them discarded. If you need more information about the pickups and how it works, there's the email address and phone number right there on the screen. All right, let's take a check of our weather. And we had some major rains, and they're gone for now. We do have a little bit more rain in the forecast coming up, but for now, we got some days for dry out and enjoy the beautiful fresh air that we get from these rainstorms as well. So today's going to be a high of 60 degrees, and then Sunday we're going to warm it up a bit, 66, 65 on Monday. Nice warmer temperatures. Then on Wednesday we have a chance of rain coming back in the forecast, and that's going to go for a couple of days. A small chance of rain, but a little less than 50% both days, but looks like we're going to get a little bit of rain coming back. So enjoy the drier days while we have them. Let's take a look at our sunrise sunset picture, and we've got a beautiful one here from La Jolla Cove. This is a Joel Goldstein. Thank you very much, Joel, for sending us this picture. That's a beautiful shot. Sunrise this morning was 6:54. Sunset tonight is going to be 4:50. If you have a picture you'd like to send us, well, we'd love to see it. Please send it to us. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com, just like Joel did. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we will use it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, when we come back, we'll be talking to folks from Orange Hospice. Stay with us.
The Laguna Woods History Center, the only purpose-built local history archive in Orange County, has been capturing the legacy of our community since 1977. As a nonprofit dedicated to preserving today for tomorrow, we collect, conserve, and share the history of Laguna Woods Village, the city of Laguna Woods, and the surrounding Orange County region. Step into the past and connect with the present at your community archive. Whether you're curious about local milestones, searching for historical documents, or exploring treasured artifacts, the History Center is your gateway to the stories that shape Laguna Woods. The Laguna Woods History Center is a separate building adjacent to the Village Library. We are open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or by appointment. Visit us and find your place in history.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
We're going to be talking about Orange Hospice's care services, and to do that, I'm joined by nurse Natikin Terden and Darlene Benavides. Did I get those right? I'm pretty close, right? Okay, thank you very much. So let's start with kind of the foundation of what hospice is. And people have misconceptions about it and things like that. So when if a loved one needs to go into hospice care, what is that all about?
Well, first, hospice is for patients with terminal conditions who want to focus only on comfort and quality of life. Mm-hmm. And, our team, can definitely help patients and family provide care such as, spiritual psychosocial and also emotional support. But our ultimate goal is to make sure that we're there with the patients and family every step of the way.
Okay. So, Darlene, this is the end of treatment, so to speak. They're no longer getting, let's say it was cancer, they're no longer getting chemotherapy. There's nothing preventative, no more visits to the doctor to get the latest and greatest medicines, right? There's a certain point in which families have said, okay, we're in the end stage, and that's what happens next.
Yeah, so a lot of our patients do come on our services when the doctors do tell them, look, there's nothing more that we can do for you. We suggest, be home with your family, be comfortable, and we will refer you to hospice care. So that's when our team comes in, and we really we want to provide the patient and their families with dignity and comfort in the comfort of their own homes or wherever they're residing at the time.
Right, and that's the amazing thing, I think, in terms of hospice care, is that you're not in a hospital anymore. You're not getting treatment somewhere. You're not there with people plugs and things going on all the time.
Right.
You're in your own home, and the care comes to you. Is that one of the things that I think people really can benefit from in their last, and maybe years or months, whatever they have left, and kind of just like, I'm here, I'm home, and it feels a lot better than all the things they've been through.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So what's that like when you have a patient, or you have I don't know if you can call them patients anymore, but when you have someone that is in hospice care and you're saying to them, okay, here's how it's going to go, and they kind of, is there a relief there in terms of like, okay, now you're just going to be taking care of me and making me feel comfortable?
Yeah, so again, we tell the family and patients that hospice isn't about giving up. It's about, just trying to, make sure that the comfort is there.
With hospice, our families are able to get on a routine that they didn't have before, and managing medications. There's a whole team that is involved, such as a nurse, social worker, chaplain, volunteers, even a bathing nurse that comes in to help the family and to really help them navigate. And they're not alone during this time. So as we mentioned before, hospice is not the end all the time. It's giving family the support that they need during this vulnerable time.
And that support looks like a lot of things, right? Sometimes it's delivery of prescriptions to the home. It's medical, like a shower chair, things like that, right? So those are things. Is there an assessment that goes on when you guys come to somebody and say, okay, here's where you're at, here's what we're going to need, and here's our plan?
Yes. So, usually I'm the one who, start the care. So I go in and I ask patients a lot of questions. So just trying to figure out what exactly they need and how can we go in and help. Is it more clinical, medical support? Is it more, spiritual support? So all those things that, I assess, during admissions. Yeah.
And that assessment, with that, there comes like, here's our need plan, and as it changes, as the patient evolves in terms of maybe they start to they start to falter a little bit more, those can change, right?
Yes.
Right.
So we're bringing in medical equipment as well, incontinence supplies. We also reach out in the community for resources. We do have families that come on and they don't have a caregiver in place. So that's kind of my job as a social worker, is to help find the care in place, such as, caregiver resources, volunteer resources, assisting with applying for Medi-Cal insurance, assisted living waivers, reaching out to the community to see how we can help our patient and families.
Okay. Nat, I'm sure there's a lot of stories about you going into homes and then you realizing, wow, this service is really making a change in someone's life. Do you have any stories like that where you had that moment where you were like, wow, this is really something we're doing for somebody, and I'm helping these people?
To be honest, I've had a lot of stories. I think the recent one was I was on call that night, and a family had reached out to me because her mother was actively dying at the time, and she was alone at a facility, but the patient wasn't warrant for continuous care. So what but I could hear it in her voice that she was worried, she was overwhelmed, she was just very anxious that her mom was alone. So I took the initiative. And I went there and I stayed with her throughout the night, made sure that she was comfortable, and held her hands. And then by the next morning when her daughter came in, she was very thankful. She hugged me and she said, that meant a lot to her. And at that moment made me realize that hospice is not about medical care, it's about human care.
And Darlene, for you, I know you help, like you said, you help people get through the process, understand these things. There's a mountain of paperwork, there's a mountain of things you have to do to make this happen, and that's the last thing someone that's going into hospice care wants to be, can even handle at all, right? So do you feel like, you're there really, you're helping them through this process so much?
Oh, definitely. As soon as a family tells me that they want to apply for other programs such as Medi-Cal, I go in there, I bring the paperwork, I help them fill it out, I turn it in for them. Like you said, exactly, that's the last thing they want to do is fill out all this paperwork on top of all the stress that they're going through. So I like to be present with my families and patient, and anything that I can do to take a load off their back, I'm happy to do so.
And Nat, you're a nurse, obviously, who cares. What made you want to work for Orange Hospice in terms of the services they do, or how did they set themselves apart for you to say, this is the place I want to be?
I think honestly what really makes us unique is that, the love that we put behind what we do, and then just, we're always finding ways to figure out how we can better care for our patients.
Is that the approach you take? I mean, just patient first kind of philosophy in terms of how can we serve these folks?
Definitely. I feel that Orange Hospice staff, we really see our patients as humans, not just a number. And we really work as a team. People in the office, we all try to go up and beyond to give the patient what they need.
And Nat, for you, you're not waiting for doctor's orders anymore. You're not waiting for this test to come in anymore. So you have a real opportunity when you're there to kind of connect and get to know the people that you're serving in hospice, right?
Yes.
What's that like?
It's a very special moment, the fact that these patients and these families are able to trust us at the most difficult time of their life. Yeah.
So let's talk. I'll put this out to both of you guys, but I think I probably, Darlene, you're probably more qualified on this one. What is the assessment that has to go into if somebody's like, hey, I think this person might be ready for hospice, then here's what we need to do and move forward with?
To make someone qualify for hospice, we really check in with the families to see how long the patient has been going back and forth to the hospital. Have there been multiple hospitalizations, or they're going into the hospital and the hospital's not really doing anything for them anymore. So they kind of send them back home, but the families are overwhelmed because their pain is not being managed, their behavior is not being managed. So that's when hospice can be involved and help manage that.
Yeah. And so now when you walk in the door and you start that process of working with these folks, is there a sense of relief when they think what they thought hospice was going to be and what it actually is in terms of the services you guys provide?
Absolutely. And I always reassure them, hospice is not the end. It's, at any time they can always, revoke from our service and go back to seeking aggressive treatment.
But I imagine that, that's one of those things that really kind of they go back and forth with in terms of that struggle, right?
And that's why we always have to provide that ongoing, education to the patient and the family and just be as transparent as possible.
All right, folks, well, if you want more information, go ahead and go to their website of Orange Hospice and the phone number there on the screen. I want to thank you very much for Darlene and Nat to be here and talk about this with us today.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
Hospice isn't about giving up, it's about showing up with compassion, expertise, and heart.
We care for the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, helping patients live each day to the fullest.
We walk with patients and families every step of the way because what we do is more than medicine. It's honoring every moment together.
Orange Hospice, with you, with heart, always. Please call us or visit orangehospice.net.
What would it feel like to hear better? Many people are trapped in the isolation of poor hearing and don't realize it. Even people that are wearing other hearing aids. They only know the way they hear, not how much better they could be hearing. We've taken patients that were hearing 24% of conversations and improved them to 92%. A life-changing difference. Put on these hearing aids and hear better, automatically. No buttons to push or technology to fear. Artificial intelligence and these products do all the work. Don't settle for less. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. As promised, I have the incredible Stuart Spencer here. He dared me to say that. From Advanced Ear Care. Hi, Stuart. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Bree. Thanks.
It's just, you always bring a smile to me. You're always such a pleasure to talk to and have on the show.
Oh, thanks. I enjoy being here. Likewise.
Yes. Well, you've got a lot of fun things to share and tell us about. Let's start off by talking about your Starkey Gala event.
Wow, yeah, that was a fabulous event. That was just about a week and a half ago up in Minneapolis. You know, we had a private, basically, concert. We called it an intimate evening with Elton John. And,
well, not everybody gets to do that.
No, that's for sure. And so there's about 600 people, came and, raised money for our Starkey Hearing Foundation. And that's, getting kind of rejuvenated after being down for a while. Shut down during COVID. Now it's coming back. So, now they're really funding, these institutes around the world, to train and educate hearing aid providers for different countries. So because some of the governments will provide hearing help, but there's nobody to fit the hearing aids or see the people. So we're educating them. And so we used to go in, do all the fittings, everything else. Now we're educating people to be there, stay there, become licensed. We're starting universities in these countries. So it's a big deal. And boy, we had a lot of fun. Elton was there, Kevin Costner, Gina Davis, Jimmy Jam, Chris Tucker, on and on, David Foster. It was really a fabulous event, so we raised a lot of money. And so we're going to be back at it. Matter of fact, that foundation just flew to El Salvador yesterday, where we're opening up, a new institute down there in conjunction with Carla and Fred Rondeau, who we've worked with for over 30 years. So it's pretty exciting, it really is.
You have a lot going on.
Yeah.
What do you think enticed these celebrities to join in on a cause like this?
They've seen our work. We've done this for, over 25 years. So they've been a part of it. Elton's joined us on some of our missions and come along with us, and so is Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner is our new spokesperson for the foundation and for Audibel Hearing Network. And, so they know the work we do. They know we're boots on the ground, and that we really, what we do, they see it, and they're like all in. They know, that we help people hear better. So we had a lot of fun, dressed up in costumes. That was our rock and roll costume with Kevin Costner. That's my wife there with me. And so we had a blast. So it was a lot of fun.
So when you mentioned is that going back to Starkey?
Yep.
And tell our audience, tell our viewers, what is Starkey?
So Starkey is Starkey Labs, is a manufacturer of hearing aids, hearing protection, and a lot of other kind of medical equipment for hearing and hearing loss. So, they've been around since 1960. So, they've been pioneers in developing different types of hearing technologies around the world. And I mean, they have really knocked it out of the park. I mean, I never thought we'd be where we're at. This new Eris product we have is a game changer.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, so we have, we've gone through, little changes, and we've gone through big changes. This is something you don't do overnight. We've worked on this for 15 years, and now it's just really come together. Anshin Bulwick is our lead research engineer, but we have teams, all over the world, in Israel, India, Berkeley, Minnesota, and these are people that have worked on this for about 15 years. And so now they've just taken it to a whole new level, where we've identified and programmed about 100,000 different noises into the hardware of the hearing aid. So now the hearing aid in real time can recognize noise versus speech and actually separate it, which has been the paramount problem of hearing instruments forever. But Audibel's, been able to really deliver this kind of product. We put this on, people are like, oh my gosh. And I mean people like Elton, and Paul Williams, different celebrities I can't mention, that, they know sound, they know sound really well. And we put it on, they go, oh my gosh,
Really?
that's amazing. And
Now,
then they
now
go out
can you
and wear
just
it.
get that technology over to Verizon
Yeah.
so it doesn't pick up the background noise when you're trying to have a phone conversation?
There you go. So it's been exciting. It's really exciting. So
Yeah, so like you say, it's like a superhuman
yeah,
hearing aid.
boy, it really is. We can actually help people with normal hearing hear better in noisy situations. So I mean, it's getting to the point to where we can do this. I mean, this is just the beginning. You know, I mean, it's going to be kind of like what we call a hearable, where, you know, it's going to do that, balance, oxygen testing, your blood pressure, you know, and oh, by the way, it helps you hear better if you have hearing loss.
Wow.
So as well as the streaming capabilities and the other interactive, you know, features of the hearing aid. So it's pretty amazing.
Stuart, was it ahead of its time?
Yeah, well, this is, you know, cutting edge for
did
sure.
AI have to catch up to where
Yeah.
the advanced technology was?
No, I just think we just have to, you know, continue to learn how to utilize it, you know, and really implement it. And that's what all these research engineers do. So now, for instance, in this product, you know, there's 3 deep neural networks that are constantly running. So, I mean, if I just move my head, it changes the way the sound around me is amplified. So I always have a superior spatial awareness of what's going on around me and the speech clarity that I need. I mean, they can't even measure it, it's so fast.
Wow. And you have testimonials that are just pouring in
over and
from
over and
many,
over.
many people.
Yeah, yeah. Even people
Congratulations.
that were using our most recent technology before this, that wear this and they go, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So
Now,
it's
is this
been a lot of
something
fun.
that they can find at a big box store at
Yeah,
Costco?
no way, yeah. No, it's gotta be, you know, with a private, you know, professional fitting it, programming it, you know, doing everything with it, you know. No,
And then
it
this is
takes a lot.
something that has an app on the phone where you can control it as well?
Oh yeah,
Is that-
sure, yeah. So people, you know, and honestly, Bree, you know, before I'd use my app, if I went into a restaurant with my wife, you know, put it on a restaurant, turn it up and down, make sure I heard her. Now I don't even touch them.
Really?
I just hear better. You know, it's just doing all
So it
that
just does
faster
it,
and automatically.
It acclimates it for you.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what people need, you know. They just want to hear better. They don't want to be fiddling with their phones or looking at their phones. They want to be having a conversation with who they went with, you know. So and enjoying
Yeah, without
their
having
family
to
and
stop
friends.
and make
Yeah,
those adjustments, like you
right.
say.
Exactly.
Because that just takes time away from the
Yeah.
intimacy of the conversation,
That's
the
right.
person you're with.
So, you know, what we offer is people to come in and hear it, you know, because once you hear it, it's like, oh my gosh, that's so much better.
Never go back.
So, you know, we give people a comparison to their present hearing system to the new one. And, you know, it's pretty convincing. You know, it's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
Does insurance cover any portion of this?
Oh my gosh, quite a few insurance companies do. You know, we work with all of them. You know, and so it depends on what your program is, what your copay is, what your deductible is. You know, all the stuff that we deal with medically. You know, in insurance in every aspect, whether it's an eye doctor or a internist or whatever. So we check all those benefits. We know exactly where people are at with their programs, and we're able to tell them, you know, how much that'll participate. Sometimes it's 100%.
Wow.
And so, you know, sometimes all they have is an out-of-pocket of a small amount, and they're on the air, you know.
It's definitely
so
worth
the
looking
insurance is a
into.
powerful thing, yeah.
Absolutely.
We work with all of them.
And here for the holidays.
Yeah, that's right. It's so important, right? I mean, you know, family flies in or they fly out to see family. You know, how much time is that? You know, it's a small window. You know, so you want to make sure you're hearing the best you can in every situation possible, especially with your family.
Take it all in as much as you possibly can, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we've talked about this. When you can't hear, you're sort of outside
Yeah.
of the conversation. You don't really feel like you fit in very well.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know, I was just talking to a gentleman in the green room, you know, and he had a friend that stopped coming to his, you know, like weekly dinner. He said, you know, I feel embarrassed or just frustrated. You know, I'm so isolated.
right.
You know, I mean, you're in the middle of a crowd and you're lonely, you know? I mean, nobody
all right.
wants to be there.
Stuart, you're going to fix that.
We are.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh,
Always
thank you,
such a
Bree.
pleasure.
Likewise. Hearing connects you back to life. Don't settle for being trapped in the isolation of poor hearing. Advanced Ear can help you hear friends, family, and caregivers. We provide one-on-one hearing programs that will amaze you with the quality of how much better you can hear. There's no cost to hear the improvement we deliver. You'll be able to hear better the minute you put these on. No buttons to push or technology to be afraid of. We deliver better hearing, guaranteed. Come in so we can connect you back to life. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Your face tells a story. Is it telling the one that reflects your vitality, youth, and energy? At Orange County Plastic Surgery, Dr. Uris Bunkus and Dr. Deborah Ekstrom bring a combined 80 years of expertise to your cosmetic consultation. We offer a full array of procedures for every need and budget, with financing options available to put your plan within reach. Located in Newport Beach, make an appointment so you can put your face forward with confidence. Call now for a free consultation with one of the OC's best plastic surgeons to help you look and feel better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Abbas. For over 20 years, I've been helping families keep their smiles healthy and bright. 10 years right here in Laguna Woods. At our family-owned practice, we do it all. Preventative care, digital dentistry, and full smile makeovers. With a team you know and trust. Conveniently located at the Taj Mahal Medical Center, with shuttle access for our Laguna Woods neighbors. Come experience complete care, old-fashioned service, and state-of-the-art dentistry that feels like home.
Hi, I'm Jay Miner with Assisted Living Locators of South Orange County. If you're starting to worry about your safety at home or about a loved one who may be struggling, you don't have to take the next steps alone. I've toured every assisted living and memory care community in our area, and I can help you find the right fit. I'll do the research, make all the phone calls, and set up all the tours. And my services are at no cost to you. Let's make sure that you or your loved one have the care, comfort, and peace of mind that you deserve. Give me a call today.
Welcome back, everybody. We got some holiday movies. We're not going to be here on New Year's Day or the day after, so we got some great movies lined up for you. We're going to start on Thursday, January 1st, with at 9 a.m. Good Morning Vietnam, starring Robin Williams. Great, great film. I remember seeing that one in the theater way back in the day. Noon, Toni Morrison and The Pieces I Am. And at 4 o'clock, we have The Searchers, a great Western with John Wayne. That's a classic, classic Western. Then on Friday, we have Hiro Dreams of Sushi. Noon on Friday, we're going to have Under the Yum Yum Tree from 1963. And then we're going to revisit A California's Gold with Hugh Hauser. He goes to the Elvis house. That is a cool one. Any Elvis fans out there, you're going to want to watch this one for sure. All right, now let's talk about our Saturday movie. And we have Christmas is still in the air. We have Christmas in Connecticut. It's going to be with starring Barbara Stanwyck from back in 1945. This is going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. A food writer who has lied about being a perfect housewife must try to cover her deception when her boss and a returning war hero invite themselves to her home for a traditional family Christmas. Oh my goodness. She's in a big predicament there. All right, let's take a quick check of the weather before we head out. And we got a nice dry out from now until Tuesday. Then we got some rain coming up in the forecast on Wednesday. For today, though, we're only going to get up to 60 degrees. Then we're going to get mid-60s for the rest of the week. And then on Wednesday, that chance of rain, I think I may have said Tuesday. Wednesday, that chance of rain is going to hit us again. Temperatures drop back down into the upper 50s. All right, Monday on the program, O'Connor Mortuary is going to be here, and a bonus guest. We don't know yet, holidays, so we're trying to get the schedule right, but O'Connor Mortuary are going to be here, and a bonus guest on Monday as well. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, and we hope you make this day a great one.